Hi guys, welcome back to the barn. It's a beautiful autumnal day out there and we've just had another delivery of tools from Banggood. So every good football team has its star player, whether it be Ronaldo, Messi or even Stuart McCall. But without a team of players around them, they're not very effective on the field. And our toolkits are very much like that. We have our own star players. I have my table saw, I have this router table setup, I have my track saw. But them tools on their own are no good without a squad of tools around them. And today I'm going to look at these that Banggood have sent us. And these are a pair of Ratchet Track saw clamps. But on their own they're not very exciting. So the ratchet mechanism is very similar to the MFT hold down clamps I have. Just a case of putting them in the track, getting your workpiece, usually much larger than this workpiece. Starting from the down position, just lift them up until the ratchets clamp. It's much quicker than a hand screw. The other rail clamps I have in this workshop are these ones, which means you've got to turn your wrist. Much quicker just to do that than turn the clamps around. Now these clamps are much cheaper than some alternate clamps on the market and certainly much cheaper than a well-known German brand, which I won't name. Now I know some of you guys have bought the new Evolution tracks. Now of course not only can you use these in the track, but you can use them on the workbench or around the workshop or even your job site. In fact anywhere where you've probably got a hole. So here I've got a standard dog hole in my workbench. I can just drop them in there and I can just clamp something to the workbench to work on. Straightforward, no nonsense tool, bit like a centre half, just lump it up the field. But if you want to turn these into an all-round utility player, there is a little trick, and that is to buy yourself one of these little T cutters. So this is from Axminster. I've had it a good few years and I've used it loads. So this fits in my 1/2" shank router. There is 1/4" versions. You've just got to be mindful of 1/4" version. You do run the risk of just breaking the head off though. There isn't quite enough steel in the shank. So I buy an 1/2" version. As I say, this is from Axminster, but other tool manufacturers have them. I'll even check whether Banggood sell one and I'll put the link in the description along with the links to these tools. So this is a really handy tool. By using this simple router cutter you can build all kinds of jigs. I have a groove in the front of my bench which I can put these rail clamps in, so to act like a vise. I have a couple of grooves in my taper jig so I can use the clamps in, and I even put a couple of grooves in that little workbench I used to use in my London flat years ago. Very versatile cutter. So if you're thinking of getting some rail clamps, or indeed if you're thinking of upgrading some rail clamps, the ratchet clamps are great just to save you a few seconds every time you fasten your rail down. And if you really want to turn these into the utility player, then get yourself one of these and you can build all sorts of things. Right guys, quick video this week and I'll see you again soon.